Hello,
Hi,
my name is Scott Hurst,
I'm Heather McClain.
and together we're in Kiss Me Kate at the Candlelight Dinner Playhouse. I play Fred, also Petruchio. And who do you play, Heather?
I play Lily Vanessa and Kate, Catherine.
Yes.
Kiss Me Kate is a musical retelling of The Taming of the Shrew, sort of. Things don't go quite as planned during the show. It's a show within a show, so you have The Taming of the Shrew in the show, and it just doesn't go as planned. I think my favorite moments of being in live theater are when things don't go the way we've rehearsed.
Ah, yes.
They're my favorite parts, when we have to improvise or ad-lib or keep going even though someone's not on stage, and or line flubs and things like that. Well, when I'm not here at the theater, I homeschool my 11-year-old son, so that takes up most of my daytime during the day, and then I'm a wife.
Well, when I'm outside the theater, I'm usually doing graphic design work, stuff like that, digital media stuff. I guess I was sort of a nerd growing up, and the theater was a way for me to express myself and come out of my shell, but I still have that side of my life that I'm still, behind a computer making things look nice and stuff like that. So it's weird that I sort of have a dual life in that regard.
Oh, I can relate.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a home management expert. College for me was pretty focused. If I was a musical theater major, obviously.
Yes.
And I really cared a lot about all of my classes within musical theater. If it wasn't a musical theater class or a theater class, I just found the easiest class to take that I could just go back to rehearsing or doing something else. I often tell my mom, I said, you should have sent me to a conservatory. It would have been much better money well spent.
Right.
The college was great. I mean, I got wonderful training and worked with some great people and got lots of experiences that helped shape the performer that I am today.
Grew up in Southern California. I spent time at UCLA. I spent time in the Midwest in Iowa, and that really gave me perspective, meeting theater people around the country, and everybody's sort of the same. When you really get down to it, the differences are so much smaller than what really unites us. I probably goofed off a little bit too much.
See, and I didn't.
Right.
That was me. I was serious. I was going to do this. I was going to make it. And I think what you said about the different kinds of people, it's all the same. We're all getting trained as actors the same way. And I think when I got to college, I realized that, oh my gosh, there's a million people like me.
Exactly.
I'm from
We're not alone.
Yeah, and I'm from a very, very small town.
Oh, yeah.
Small town in Wisconsin. And I didn't have the people that had the drive like me. So when I got there, I was, oh my gosh, I'm not alone, because I felt like alone. I think Cinderella and Into the Woods is always going to be a top of contender, I guess, of mine. I think now, having gone through different experiences, being different ages throughout life, I'm getting into different roles now. I really liked Cinderella. It was lovely. It was great doing Sondheim, like you said. Love Sondheim. I like to be challenged, and that's a challenge.
At a great actor's challenge.
Yeah, and it's one of my favorite shows. So I really like that role. But last year I played Dorothy Brock in 42nd Street here at the theater.
So wonderful.
And I did not think I would play Dorothy Brock here at the theater. I didn't think I was old enough, but I found out that I was.
In 2003, I was finishing high school, and I had a trip to New York City, and I got to see Thoroughly Modern Millie, the original Broadway cast. And something about that show, I don't know if it's a perfect show, but just walking out of that theater, it made a huge impact on me. Just the singing, the dancing, everything was complete. And it's still today, after seeing Sutton Foster just do that in her younger years, it's one of my favorite shows even to this day.
It's one of my big regrets, because I lived in New York when that opened, and I didn't go.
Missed out.
I know I did. But I did see Kiss Me Kate with the original Broadway cast, and it was my first Broadway
Marin
show
Mazzie
with Brian Stokes Mitchell. It was my first show I ever saw in New York on Broadway by myself, front orchestra seats, and I just sat there in awe, because I was, a I had junior in college, and this is what I was going to do with my life.
Right,
and
right.
I walked out, like you said, just ready to go. I've done a lot of different things outside of the theater. I have been a police officer, which is not something that everyone knows. But going through the police academy, I don't know if it was no, it was a great experience. I learned so much about myself and whatnot, and being tased and being pepper sprayed in the face and all of that, I realized that, you know, things aren't so bad here at our theater.
Maybe my favorite experience is seeing one of my older sisters graduate law school. That was a very proud moment for me. I'm just so proud of my sisters.
Be more conservative with your heart.
What a beautiful message.
Don't give it away.
Don't give it
so
away.
easily, and make better choices.
You know, I think I might have to second that. I think my romantic adventures as a young boy were probably a bit too hasty and impulsive. And
But then at the same time, all of those impulses and everything I've done has got me to where I am now and has made me the person that I am.
Right.
So if I didn't have those experiences, I wouldn't be here.
So, Heather, down to brass tacks. Why should people come see Kiss Me Kate?
Oh, for the story, for the love, for the anger and the romance and the, I don't know, it's comedy. It's funny. It's a funny show. Great music, great dancing. I don't have to do much of it. thank God. But
Thankfully me either.
Yeah.
They make us look very good.
yeah. So I would say it's great music, great night out, great date night.
Absolutely.
Great date night. But the kids will love it too. I've got my 11-year-old comes to everything, so he'll be here too.
People should come see Kiss Me Kate because of its comedy, like you said. If you've never seen a show within a show and all the hijinks that ensue with that, I mean, it's for all ages. Cole Porter's music is fantastic, as you said.
He sings some really beautiful pieces.
Oh my gosh, he really hid some gems in there. I mean, everybody knows the showstoppers, but there's some really beautiful music. So there is that love story in there, and I think everybody can sort of relate to an ex or someone.
Yeah, an ex that you aren't quite over, which you think you're over, but you're not quite over.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's
a universal theme.
I think so too, from way in the past.